Hey, what's up? This is Dave, and I am building my own gear. In this video, I'm just finishing up the build of the Atari Punk Console. I had a piece of Perfboard laying around, so I ended up using that for the final build. I didn't have any 8-pin IC sockets, so I ended up using a 16 and just put both 555 timers in the single 16-pin IC socket. I had to make a couple modifications to the final circuit. I realized that I didn't have a way to panel mount the light-dependent resistors to the enclosure, so I ended up using the potentiometers instead. These are just 500K pots, and I ended up using a 910 ohm resistor on each to limit the current when the potentiometer was turned all the way to one side. As for the enclosure, I ended up using just an electrical junction box that I had laying around the house and a cover. This costs like $4 and the cover costs I think 79 cents or something. It's a lot cheaper than a pedal enclosure or anything else that I could kind of price out at the moment. So I went with this since I had it and it's free. I ended up using 1/8" jack sockets. I added 2 CV connections to the circuit. Pin 5 on the 555 timer chit is actually the control voltage pin. So on each IC, I put a 1/8" jack so that we're able to have CV control of those parameters. On the first 555, we can control frequency, and on the second, we can control amplitude, and we also have an output jack. I also added a power indication LED so that I know that at least it's on when I have it plugged in. The 555 timer has a pretty broad range for VCC, so you can go anywhere from 5 volts to 15 volts. Normally I have 9 volt adapters laying around or 12 volt adapters, so I ended up using just a simple barrel jack for power. For the barrel jack, I just ended up wiring it center negative like a guitar pedal adapter, so I can easily plug it into my pedal board. Other than that, I added some labels to the front of the enclosure and I added some rubber feet on the bottom. And of course, as I'm building this, my camera died. So this is the final version of the Atari Punk Console. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it turned out kind of cool. It's a little rough around the edges, but hey, it's the first build, right? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week with the next video.